Where I come from, the concepts of fate and destiny do not register any valued significance. We held free will and the volition to pursue one's own path with the highest providence. The path I had chosen was one marked by a curse of curiosity. A curiosity that blurred the line between free will and fate.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Renaissance Nerdcast. I am Jared, your host. Tonight I am here with writer and director Cisco Davis Jr. and the cast of Teenagers with Attitude, a new re-envisioning of the Power Rangers. I guess I'll go ahead and go through the cast, starting with the Red Ranger, played by Kelvin Drama. Now, I see Kelvin. Yeah, Kelvin Drama. Yeah, he's showing off his drama. Sophia, and she plays the Pink Ranger, Sophia Reeves. The Pink Ranger, Kimberly Hart. We have Jennifer Ortiz, who plays Trini. In this version, it's Trini Quintana. Instead of Quintana.
Yeah.
Donna.
There's actually a little bit of backstory to that. The meaning of that name or the last name is like a person who lives on a piece of land that's like separated into 5 parts or something like that. Some weird meaning like that. But I was like, that's perfect for the the Yellow Ranger because she's one of the 5 original Rangers. So there's a little backstory for you.
And we have James Ling, who plays Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger.
Okay.
And last but not least, Hayden Livesey, who plays Zach Taylor, the Black Ranger. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate it. I've talked to Cisco for a while, and he knows I'm a huge fan of all the fan film and fan fiction work he's doing. So once again, I really appreciate it. But the first question, well, not so much the first question. I love the short film, so great work, everyone. I was telling Hayden this. Apparently, people think Zach Morris is playing the Black Ranger. But Cisco, I also have to commend you on the casting.
Yeah.
Really good job, especially the twist on Trini this time. It's almost, I guess, in my eyes and in my thoughts, it was like he took the straight A student of Trini from the original series and combined her with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And,
yeah, I could see that. I mean, really, I wanted to, base it off of the original Trini from the pilot, who was a little more of a tougher character, and plus the original Trini, rest her soul. I mean, she was a little too boring for my taste, and I just wanted to do something a little different with her to give the character because I wanted to give all the new characters different dimensions and new ways for the audience to see them. So yeah.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. Is she reminded me a lot of, I don't know who all has seen the original pilot, not the one that aired, but the original pilot, and like Cisco said, Trini was a lot more like the character that Jennifer played, which is really awesome. But my first question, I just have to get this out of the way. I know for sure Cisco is a big Power Rangers fan. That's a little obvious. Who all of you were Power Ranger fans prior to filming?
Me.
Kelvin, were you the only one?
No.
Well, I was.
No.
Okay. Hayden also.
Yeah, I was a die-hard Power Rangers fan too.
Good. But I don't know if anyone ran home to watch it like I did, but that was probably my exercise for the day. But when I was a kid. But I guess if you were big fans, I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this question. I do that a lot. how knowledgeable of the lore, I guess I could say, of MMPR were you guys? I mean, did you just watch it because it was awesome, or did you really, really get into everything about Power Rangers?
Oh no, I guess I'll go first. I would say, it was just something to, look forward to once you got home from school. And I wasn't really into it, like, we was outside, we would play and role play with friends. But I wasn't into like the doll, not the dolls, but the action figures and things like that. I did have the Tommy figure. I think everybody had that.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I was growing up in Germany, and we only had one channel that it was English speaking, and Power Rangers came on that channel. So that's just when the show came on, that's just one of the things that was really exciting to watch.
So I'll definitely. What was Cisco like on set? That's what I've been dying to know. What was Cisco like as a director?
Angry. You just saw all the lights he threw. He threw a couple cameras,
Yeah, I pulled a David O. Russell a couple times.
He was a prima donna.
Yeah, man,
So very humble, and he's very hardworking. Was definitely a joy working with somebody who I felt was just as passionate about what they were doing as I am. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
That's
working.
good.
Yeah.
How about you, Kelvin?
Oh man, great man. It's really hard to I would say. I mean, been in this industry for what, almost 6-7 years. It's hard to really come across a director that you really can say that you grown to really appreciate and like. You might have some directors that's good and that you become friends with, but Cisco and the rest of the team has become like more like family. It's some days I sit at work and I be thinking about the guys. And I'm like, man, I can't wait to get back on set with them. I even hit them on Facebook and say, I miss you guys. Yeah, Cisco is great. The level of passion he put into the project was it made us all real passionate about what we wanted to do. That's why I can't wait to get back on set.
That's awesome. How about you, James?
Just Cisco has a really unique way of just kind of letting the actors kind of create things in their own space. I mean, he gives us direction, but he's just, like Sophia said, a very humble guy, a very honest guy. He's fun to joke around with. So there was not a lot of pressure on set. There wasn't a lot of demands. He just, knew how to tell us what he wanted without coming across as some kind of diva. And it just made it a lot easier because this was my second project, and so I was nervous, and just having a director like that made it a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable to be there without having to worry about, oh my God,
Yeah. So Jennifer, I've asked it. But first, I need to remember how to talk. I was asking everyone what it was like to work with Cisco on set and what he was like as a director.
Can she even talk right now? She's here. Yeah, she's.
The headshot's back, but I don't know if she is. But okay, Hayden, how about you?
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I worked with the same director that everyone's talking about. No, I'm completely joking. But working with Cisco is great. He, I think the first word that comes to mind is just like, creates like a real relaxed environment, and allowed us to like, do our work with whether the scene and whatever, but it was light and never felt like like pressure was on or anything. It's a blast actually. It's a lot of fun working with Cisco and everyone. So yeah.
Yeah, you were also in Charm City's Finest as well.
This is true.
That is true.
Yeah. I mean, it's been real. I've been filming stuff and doing all these projects for a few years now, and that I can definitely say that Teenagers with Attitude was one of the best shoots I've ever done. I wanna make sure on shoots, you know, that I do forward from here are just like that, you know. Because Brittany, our makeup artist, I kept telling her, like, while you guys were, like, you know, in between takes, and you guys were, like, talking or whatever, I just kept telling Brittany, like, I love these guys. These guys are awesome. She knows.
Hey, Brittany.
What's up, Britt? What's up, B?
So, Cisco, did anyone pull a Christian Bale?
No. I want to say no with an asterisk. Like,
do tell.
Nobody on set. I'll say that.
Uh-oh.
Can you dig it?
Okay. All right. I'm done.
Yeah. But
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Cisco, you and I have talked about this, and some people have commented on YouTube about the kind of switch ups on the characters, and suffice it to say, maybe, and this is me coming into Cisco's defense and your guys' defense, in that if fanboys want it to be the exact same, then watch the original series and watch the original pilot. If you want someone's reimagination of it or interpretation, then don't expect things to be the same.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, I
Jen.
got it to work. You guys can hear me?
Oh.
Yes. The headshot speaks.
Yes.
I couldn't tell if anyone could hear me.
We can now. Yay. All the Rangers are back.
Okay.
Back to action.
Awesome. Yes, back to action.
So, go ahead, Cisco.
Yeah, I knew especially when I pretty much announced Teenagers with Attitude last December, that there were some, like, I already knew what steps I was going to take to make it different. You know, like where it was going to take place, ethnicities of certain characters. I just knew I had a vision on that day since day one, and I knew that there was going to be some negative response and whatnot to how I was going to do things, but I've been telling people since, you know, I announced on the page, that's what you have Netflix for, and
yeah, exactly.
So you can watch the original. Power Rangers does not change or hasn't changed, you know, just because of what we've done. It hasn't changed.
Not at all.
So, but yeah, I knew way back since December what changes I was going to make.
I mean, the idea is to present an interpretation, and that's what I think Cisco has done. That's what I think Cisco has done really, really well. I don't know why did you make certain, I guess, character decisions, Cisco? Were they just why?
Well, I mean, a lot of the reasons why I decided to make the changes or take the characters and everything in this step in the steps that I wanted to is just because that's what fits the story. The story long term that I wanted to tell. So yeah, that's really the main reason. Like, everything has a purpose, you know. Like, Kimberly is a certain way because I want her character to be, you know, I want her to be that sharp character where she's very mature, which is going to come into play later on in certain story types. Trini, you know, she's the way she is because Jason needs that type of foil to, you know, help him to work off of in order to really show how to be a better leader. Because, like, you know, Trini could be a leader too, but Jason's like, you know, the straight arrow type. You know, he'll do things the right way, whereas Trini would do things the more risque way, and Jason would step up to help things out. And like Zach, everybody needs that comic relief, and
Yeah.
it's just like Billy's like a balance to the team, and like everything I did was really just to.
But see, as I think I can say this as a writer myself, I could tell that even though you made those decisions, there is still that essence of the original characters to them. And you did a great job of writing the characters in that way, especially the way Hayden executed Zach. While Zach in the original series, was the dancer and all that, he still had that cockiness, and Hayden brought that to the character. And James, you brought a good balance, even keelness that. In my eye, Billy is the one with the biggest heart. I know in the series, Jason led with his heart. Tommy could lead with his heart also. But the way you played Billy, is Hayden okay?
God, I'm trying to turn
Hayden.
off all the Facebook messages. So I'm trying to turn off the beep and my thing fell. Sorry.
I was trying to give James a compliment, and then Hayden was like, "No."
My bad.
And then Jennifer. I don't think you were in the chat room in the chat yet, but I was telling them that I really liked the way not only that Cisco wrote the character, but you played Trini. It was as though he brought in the A student of the original series and brought in kind of like that Buffy the Vampire Slayer badass type to it. And then Calvin, you did a great job with Jason.
Thank you, sir.
And Sophia, you were great. It was a different Kimberly than I was used to, and I was used to the Kimberly that wasn't always assertive, and you really played a very assertive Kimberly, and I really, really, really like that. But I'm curious how much of yourselves you brought to the characters, or were the characters like completely the opposite of who you are? So especially Jennifer. Is Jennifer really like that when the camera's off?
No, she's worse. She's she like toned it down. It was.
I was gonna say, let them answer for you. Yeah. I thought it was, I was completely different, but we could talk about, the humor part wasn't really there. I would say, I'm more just kind of loose and not so worried about what I'm going to say next. And I think that character, she kind of acts as if she's confident. She's masking really her internal issues, whether it's lacking something, I don't know, maybe some love, but she's definitely uptight and she's ready to hit someone if someone confronts her, and that's really not me. I'm really laid back in real life, and obviously I'm not a teenager, and I might look it, but it was hard to play that sort of, that role that doesn't really identify me. I mean, honestly, I would say I'm more mature than that, but I definitely, I don't know, I enjoyed it, and I did find it to be a challenge, to be honest with you, because it is such a young role,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyone else?
And I would say that Jason was pretty much me in the back shot. I used a lot of my own personal experience to bring a life Jason. Just me being like I said in one of my previous interviews, an older brother. It's kind of easier for me to jump into that leadership role, rather than somebody else who doesn't have that experience. I'm used to, leading my brothers and sisters and things like that. So Jason was pretty much the Calvin drama. Yeah, I can't say it's like anything really different from, what you saw from him.
Nice.
My character, I feel like, is very different than me. Of course, I feel like I pulled from things and experiences and whatever, but the essence of the character I don't think is me. I'm more of a leader, I feel like, and so I probably would. I mean, I wouldn't be a Trini, but I would be closer to that character. I feel like in real life, if something happened, I would be like the one that would, start, talking about or start making orders or whatever, or not orders, but like I would be like I would take charge. That would be my personality. To orchestrate things. I'm a bigger picture kind of person. Whereas I feel like my character in the show, I brought out a more. I think it was more. She's attention to detail. She's smart. She's focused on the little things, the story that make up the bigger story, or to create that big.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, James, for you, I can even tell just from the initial emails in the correspondence, you do come across as even keel and calm and like the Billy that you played.
Well, I can be a total rage monster most of the time. I actually have somebody typing for me because I'm over here drinking coffee and Red Bull all the time. But no, thank you. I appreciate that. And the other thing that was really easy with Billy was he's not sure of himself, and I've rehashed this a couple times, but I could channel that because this, like I said, was my second thing, so I could just naturally let myself be nervous on camera. But I think one of the bigger differences between Billy and I is that Billy doesn't really seem to possess much of a sense of humor, and I like to think that I do. Especially when it comes to demanding things like horsehair blankets and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like in my professional life, I lead.
So you are the Russell Crowe of the group.
But, so some of it's a mix. It's a mix of some of my, my own personality in there, and then some of it's just Cisco's cues on what he wanted from the character.
How about you, Hayden?
Yeah, with Zach, I mean, there's some parts that are very similar to my personality, and some that a little different. But I would say, there's like kind of a goofiness to Zach at times, and that's definitely straight from my personality. Like, I think there was the line when he said they're like escaping, walking out, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go grab some what was it? Slushies." Yeah, and and he's like, "Guys," and they just aren't even listening, and it's kind of in his own world, and yeah, that's kind of right off something I would do. So.
Awesome. Something I was curious, and I don't know if this is anything you guys have thought about, but when I talk to people that are writers or directors or actors, I like to know, and this doesn't pertain to the short itself, but were there any actors or performances where you realized I'm sorry. Were there any performances you saw, any movies, moments that was the light bulb that you realized you wanted to be an actor?
Ooh.
Oh man, that's a deep one.
I'm a deep guy, so.
Yeah, I would say the movie that I first saw that made me want to act was Trespass. But it came out in 1996 with Ice Cube, Ice-T, and who else was it? There was a few other people. But that was the first movie I saw that made me realize that I wanted to act. And it took me another 10 years to realize it, to finally put the plan in action. But I would say that's the first movie.
I honestly have to look that up. But.
Yeah, I can't really recall a particular movie. I can say that, there are certain actresses and actors at that just, seeing them off and on camera, I was always one to see how an actor or an actress would live aside of, being in a movie, and just kind of I'd Google like, oh, backstage of this person, like let's see how Robin Williams really acts, and I enjoyed seeing that they are real people, and I saw something in me that was like, you know what, I'm like that. I'm, as extroverted as I am, I'm super creative, and as soon as a camera comes on, I'm super comfortable, and that's one thing that you can't teach somebody to be. And I was told this by all my acting coaches. They're like, you might, acting is something, first off, you really can't completely teach someone. But one thing she said, you can't teach someone to be that confident, and that's something you kind of have to teach yourself. And I had that in me since I was young, and whatever it was going to be, I said to myself, I know I have to be on camera, whether it's modeling, acting, talking on a TV show, radio show. I just need to do something that's entertaining. So I think it was more of a general thing for me.
Okay.
And here, yeah, so several things inspired that. But, yeah, that would be my take on it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's interesting because I don't even know when I realized that I had a passion for it. I've always been interested in the arts. When I was younger, I wanted to be everything. I would jump back and forth like every day or a few days with what kind of that I wanted. I feel like looking back as the perfect way to incorporate every kind of profession I get to play, everything. And I mean, I did it all throughout. So I've always wanted to. I've always been clear for mathematics.
Okay.
But
That makes sense. That's awesome.
Say that was what I wanted to do first. I mean, I want to do a lot of things. So is a very, very big passion of mine, and I want to succeed in that first. But yeah, I don't even know how it all. I mean, it was definitely that I wanted. That desire sparked.
Awesome.
Have any of you guys? You guys have seen Rush Hour, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a movie where I was like, you know what? I really need to start making movies. And
Wow,
yeah,
really?
it was Rush Hour.
The third one?
That movie was crap. The first one. The second one was funny, but the first one's the best one.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with Cisco. But
Yeah, I do like. I'm so sorry. I just heard something and I just thought of something else.
James or Hayden, how about you?
Yeah, I spent like majority of my childhood just dressing up as different characters every day. I loved all the superheroes. My brother and I would choreograph lightsaber scenes and film them, and as we were kids. So I always kind of wanted to do that. And then, but I would say Friday Night Lights, the TV show. When I watched that show, I was just I was so connected. You just feel so connected to those characters. I was like, I really want to, I want to do this. I want to create something like that. So that's me.
James.
Yeah, I can't really remember like the first film I saw where I thought, wow, I want to try that. I remember kind of recognizing the collaborative process. Like I really get into the behind the scenes stuff and the extras where they interview people and they talk about what they did or on set. And when I was younger, a movie that I really liked was Hearts in Atlantis with Anthony Hopkins and a really young Anton Yelchin, I think.
Was that Anton Yelchin?
I think so. The little boy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If that is him, my mind is blown because I love Anton Yelchin.
Yeah, because he's very talented. And listening to Anthony Hopkins talk about him as an actor was really compelling to hear that. And just to see their performance and their collaboration and all that. And there's something that I just really admire about that whole process. And I thought in some capacity I'd like to be a part of that. Whether it's acting or if I'm terrible at that, then it's, doing something else, in that realm, because I think that that's just an amazing thing when it comes together the right way on screen. It's something that evokes something from your audience is it's just hard to really describe that. So I just always admired that, and I think that's what got me into this.
Awesome. So I was curious, what was the audition process like with Cisco? I know, I hope there's some good stories if Kelvin's laughing. Sophia, I know you worked on Zordon of Eltar, so and then Hayden, you worked with him on Charm City Finest, but I think did you film that before or after TWA? I can't remember.
I think it was after, right?
Yeah, that was after Teenagers with Attitude. Yeah.
But I filmed Zordon before.
Yeah.
So, Cisco, did you just put out I guess just a flyer? Hey, I need some actors, or?
Yeah, I put a message on the Facebook page, trying to look for some local people. I also put something on Craigslist, and I had some other people post some the notice on other sites and pages, and then they got back to me, and then I would just start scheduling.
Did any of them audition for any of the characters other than who they ended up playing?
Yeah, I know. Hayden, he auditioned for Jason and Billy as well, but he originally auditioned for those two, and I told him to come back to do Zach because he was really good, and I was like, man, let him try this role out, and yeah, he did that one, and Kelvin, I remember Kelvin. It took him a while to get him in here. But yeah, I was very particular, about Jason, and I was a huge stickler for that character, so I just kept auditioning, and I was pushing back auditions just until I got somebody I was confident with, and Calvin showed up and saved the day. and Jim, he actually originally he wanted a part to be an extra in Zordon of Eltar. Yeah, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna be doing another film in a few more months. You should audition for that instead. So, and then he got the part for Billy. And I think did you audition for Jason as well, or
no? I auditioned for Billy and Zach.
Yeah, that's right, it's Billy and Zach. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not complaining about the choices.
And then Jen, she showed up like 3 days before.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think your audition was like on a toilet or something.
Yeah, in the bathroom. It was me trying to get the best lighting. At the time, I was living in a place. Now I bought a home. I actually have a house. I was in an apartment, and I was trying to get the best lighting, and it was in the bathroom, and I had it propped up, and it was very uncomfortable. So I'm just thankful that I got the audition. So I got the
And Sophia, when she did the very first shoot for Zordon of Eltar was for Sophia's role as Dulcia, and totally just blew me away, doing the accent and everything, and I was like, whoa. Then I just let her know. It was like, hey, in a few more months I'm gonna be doing auditions for this other film called Teenagers with Attitude, and you should definitely audition. And Kimberly, I mean that role, the most people auditioned for. But yeah, Sophia she did the best job. She definitely fit what I had in mind.
Aw, yay!
That's awesome. But, so, I guess, Cisco, how is Zordon of Eltar going? Maybe you can give some fans a little update.
How is it going? Besides the fact that it's kicking my butt, it's going along fine. I mean, slowly but surely. Every day, I work on about 3 or 4 days a week, and every single day I work on it, I get somewhere. The scene that I'm editing right now, or working on right now, is about it's probably 4 minutes long, but there's 60 cuts in it.
Oh.
Yeah, so each time the camera angle changes, that's a whole new VFX shot,
Yeah.
It could last, from anywhere from 2 to 5 seconds long, and so each little shot, I have to, I'm sort of building from scratch, but there's there's a formula that I'm doing to get it all done, and eventually it'll get there. People will see something by the end of the year. They probably won't see the whole film, but they will see something. So.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't sell yourself. Well, I know you're saying it's kicking your butt, but I tell you this a lot. Don't sell yourself short on the great work you're doing. I mean, it's come so far since I think I stumbled upon the Zordon and Veltor project maybe a couple months after you announced it, after the Kickstarter had ended, and it's come so far since the proof of concept, and it's just been amazing to watch. I think I stumbled upon it, like someone posted on the MMPR Facebook page, and I came to yours through that, and now I'm a bigger fan of this project.
Awesome.
Thank you.
But all of you guys have done great work.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And just I appreciate that, and just especially your guys' interaction with the fans that comment on YouTube or Facebook, especially you, Kelvin. You are definitely all over social media.
That's my. I mean, one of the things that I appreciate a lot was when I first went on to YouTube and to see the comments from the video. Well, first thing I looked at was the views. I was excited just to have 1,000 views, and then when we hit 10,000 views, I lost my mind. You know? And then we went to 20,000 views, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing, you know, once we hit 20,000 views, I already know, I'm like, this thing is bigger than anything I've ever done. And right now, I think we're almost at 70, and you know, every time we hit 10,000, I do a little dance to myself, and you know, I post it on Facebook just to, you know, so it's just a pat on the back for the whole team. You know, I think it's something that we all can be proud of. I mean, even if nobody else liked it, we don't care. I mean, you know, as long as we love what we did and we felt that we did the best that we could, we can't complain. But
I mean, there are so many people. Hey, I want to do my own little Power Rangers fan film, or hey, this is my imagining. Nothing ever happens. A lot of people will write something or start producing, and nothing comes of it. Or one big one is announced, and 2 years later, nothing comes of it. But you guys are part of the Power Rangers universe now, and I guess in my mind, and
the fandom.
Yes. I imagine you guys being at cons at some point soon.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen.
That's the dream. Yeah,
that's gonna happen.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
What was that, Sophia?
You know that for sure, Cisco? You
I mean, I don't want to put anything out there right now, but yeah, it's gonna happen.
Okay.
I'll go nudge the Dragon Con people, just so I can see you guys.
Yeah, I'll start packing my bags.
Or Power Morphicon in 2016.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
But
you know, I like the I mean, the other good thing about this film that I didn't expect, that I learned, is that I didn't know that the Power Rangers universe was so big.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It's humongous, and I didn't realize. I mean, I was like, oh, you know, Power Rangers. You know, I used to watch when I was younger, cool. But it's like, one thing Cisco told us when we first got on set was like, you know, when he was saying something about the cast reveal, he said the fans are very particular on what they want to see.
Yep.
I was looking at some of the comments, I'm like, you know, they don't have a problem with none of the, like, you know, a lot of the stuff that happened in the movie. Just like, you know, they didn't like some of the changes, which I can kind of understand and sympathize with them on that. But you know, it makes you feel good, you know, even though they still enjoyed the film. You know, they just had little minor things that they didn't like about it.
Yeah, kind of like Angel Grove being in Hawaii. And stuff.
Yeah, for some reason that one, for some reason that one irked me the most because it's like such a minor detail that people were getting out of shape for. That I think that like was it last week that I just made a post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird. Everyone, I mean, there are a lot of. I get a lot of I see all the comments when they come through because I get email notifications, and there's some of them that I let slide, and others that I have to like ban people for. But I mean, for the most part, you know, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, which is great. But every once in a while, there'll be some message that just sets me off.
I don't. It's like I don't. Some of the posters. It seems like I don't care if the changes make sense. It's a change. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but
yeah, and you would think that that people would want to see something different than what they saw. What was it, 10, 15 years ago?
20.
20,
yeah.
Ooh, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
20 years ago. You would think they would want to see something a little different. Like I seen one of the other fan films, the trailer for it, and some people say, "Oh no, it's too dark. They don't look like the characters." I'm like, oh, why do you want to see the people who look exactly like the the old characters? You would think that you just want something different, just like the Batmans,
Yeah.
You wanna not be expecting everything that's gonna happen.
Exactly.
That's what Netflix is for. I mean, if you want to see that, go watch that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there have to be creative changes to make sense for the universe that a person wants to create.
That is also true.
Right.
Yeah. Like a lot of the changes that I've made, most of them, I mean, you guys haven't seen yet story-wise, but like the military plays a big part in the story. Like they're from military families, and like Zach's character wants to join the military one day. Like a lot of his backstory you really didn't find out about. But, he aspires to join the military. He wants to be like an engineer or something like that, or a mechanic or something. And like Jason, he's gonna eventually like live with his brother who's in the Navy. And
damn it. But I was gonna live with Zach, man.
Well, Zach's gonna come by to hang out and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, just little things like that, like story changes were made to make it make sense. It's still fantasy to a degree, and it's still a kids show to a degree, but you just there's some things you have to change in order to just make it fit.
Yeah, so one change I was actually curious about, Cisco, and I don't have a problem with it at all. I'm just curious. Why did you decide to have the command center in space rather than on physical Earth?
That's something that people that didn't come across very well, because really we were, I don't want to say we were pressed for time, because I could have taken however long I wanted to, but if you look back to the command center in the original MMPR, you realize that there's like, I mean, we know it's Christmas lights, but there's supposed to be like stars in the, on the ceiling or whatever. In this version of the command center, it's like holograms of a star. It's like a star map, so it's showing. It's really like a 3D, holographic representation of the solar system or whatever. It's just that particular shot was just honed in on Earth and the Moon. So yeah, it's really like a hologram of a star.
No, that I don't have a problem with it. I was just curious.
Yeah, in Zordon of Eltar, it'll make so much more sense. So I just released Teenagers with Attitude first because we finished it way ahead of time.
Well, guys, I don't want to keep you much longer, but I really appreciate, like I said, you guys coming by and just talking with me and all that. It really does mean a lot, at least to me. But
thank you.
No, thank you. Honestly, you're the stars. you guys, I know you guys have a lot of projects to work on and schedules to keep up, and I understand that busy is busy, so I appreciate the time that you guys take out.
Thank you.
To talk.
Yeah, thank you.
But
Thank you for having us.
I have a question for you, Jared.
yes.
Before we go, what was your best thing about the film? Like, what was your best part in the film? And if there is a TWA2, what would you like to see? On the hot seat.
My favorite part. Oh, dang.
Uh-huh.
I'm used to putting people on the spot.
Boom, camera's on you, buddy.
I have to admit that I really like the plug for Kat Sutherland, for Kat and Roland Williams from Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
But honestly, the whole thing. I know that's a cop out.
Uh-huh.
But it was also, I loved seeing a different Mr. Kaplan, because in the original series, Mr. Kaplan was just a buffoon that lost his toupee all the time.
Yeah.
He was a jackass.
Video. It was your expose that turned this entire thing into a bigger media circus than it should have been. You're the one who made Angel Grove look bad.
Well, why didn't you just say that from the beginning?
I don't like your attitude, Miss Hart.
I can't wait to graduate.
That makes two of us.
Yes.
Yeah. When we were all, it was one thing when you filmed them all separately, but then when you watched them all back to back, it was like, damn.
Yeah. It reminded me of some of my principals, and I was just like, this is causing trauma. But I'm trying to think. Is there? I really liked Sophia and James' interaction as Billy and Kimberly as stepbrother and sister. I thought they got that down pretty well.
Jason, there's always something happening in the world. And if I'm missing news, then we've got a problem.
Junkie.
Be quiet.
Pretty well. And Zach being the expert on the dungeon.
Yeah.
And so I really like that. As far as what I want to see in TWA2, if Cisco was able to, I would love to see the suits.
Oh yeah, that'll. Which reminds me, I need to talk to. No, never mind.
Mute button.
Yeah, almost let flip.
Always do that, Cisco.
I know. I'm the master of suspense.
What? Say.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to seeing how Cisco will bring in Tommy and the Green Ranger.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And how he's gonna do the Green with Evil storyline, or if he's going to. I would also like to see Cisco maybe make a cameo in makeup as a putty, or
I love that.
something like that. Not just the original putties, but like the Lord Zed putties with the Z in the chest, and just watch him dissipate.
Interesting.
I think Cisco can get the
Yep.
But I can say one thing that I'm looking forward to, just for the fans. I'm anxious to see how my character handles the death of his parents. Will he lose himself and need his team to bring him back, or will he use that as sort of a way to find strength within himself and try to avenge his parents? So I'm just looking forward to that in my character. I try to implement that now just to get myself ready for it.
Start method acting.
Yeah, right.
Just don't go all Heath Ledger.
No, thank you.
Don't go on. Gosh.
Jason turns into Joker.
Yeah, right.
But
I'm I'm just really looking forward to getting back on set with the team. Hopefully, it's a longer shoot. The 2 days we shot it wasn't long enough, you know.
Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, I felt like we could have actually, you know, enough to. Oh man, we probably could have put out another movie together, you know, just with the bloopers.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta know. I need to see that then.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll definitely that'll be on the DVD. That'll be on the DVD.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to sit down with me. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing what else you guys do. I'll definitely be on the lookout. Since all of you all are on IMDb, I will make sure to look out for all your projects and all that, and make sure my readers and my listeners know about them.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Awesome.
But
All right.
well, you all have a good night.
Thanks,
All right,
Jared.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank-
Love
Bye,
you guys.
everybody.
Adios. Love you guys too.
Love you guys. Bye.
It was my destiny to discover this power. Now it is your destiny to use it.